guys, so my sister gave me the idea to do a vlog on why I freeze my debit cards and my credit cards. So it is 1 o'clock in the morning right now. I am in my pajamas, my hair looks crazy, I don't care. And I'm looking for me something to eat because I'm hungry. Anyone else out there work this late? Like, this is the best time for me to get work done because my kids are asleep. I don't have to worry about them or like people calling or texting me or anything like that. And I try to get up early in the morning, but for one, I never can because I'm always like up late. And because once I like start really working on something, I don't want to stop until it's finished. So I'm like always up late, so then it's hard to get up in the morning. Plus, if I get up, my kids get up. The second they know that I'm up, they're like, I'm up too. And I'm like, no. But they don't care that I say no. So staying up late works for me. So yes, I'm up right now, finishing up some work, working on my magazine, which launches next week. And then some clients and work for some clients. So a lot. But yeah, so I'm getting something to eat. And then I remembered that, or I saw my cards because I keep them in my freezer. And I remember that my sister was like, you should do a vlog on that. So that's what I'm doing. So the reason that I freeze them is because something that I'm working on is impulse spending. When I will tell myself, I'll be like, I need that, and then I'll buy it, and it never fails. Almost every single time I'll buy it, and then like after a week goes by, I'll be like, I wish I wouldn't spend money on that. Like, I would rather have the money right now. I didn't need this. So in order to avoid that impulse buying, I freeze my cards because honestly, most time I'm like, I'm not about to unfreeze them. That's too much work. But even if I do, by the time they thaw out to the point where I can use them, I'll be done canning my senses and be like, I don't want that, or I don't need that. Like, so I think I gave it another tip in another vlog at some point months ago. I was saying, if you want to, in order to be more disciplined with your spending, you should, if you see something you want to buy, you should wait to buy it. And then like wait a certain amount of days, either like 3 days, 5 days, or 7 days, and then go back. And if you still want it, then go ahead and get it. But if not, a lot of times you'll change your mind. Like I don't want that, or I don't need that. This is kind of like a more guaranteed way to do that. Hold on, I really gotta find me something to eat. So yeah, this is more of like a more guaranteed way to do that. And then another thing about me is once I start seeing like the money in my accounts increase, like my savings and like investments and stuff like that, then I'm more disciplined to save because I'm like, I'm motivated, I'm excited, I'm like, man, look at all that money I got. Like, like it does it. I'm like, I can't wait to watch that grow. Like I want to watch that grow. It motivates me more. So it's just like getting to that point to where I can see the money there and accumulating over time. This is another way to, kickstart that. It's like, okay, I put the money there, freeze it. It's like, oh. And then like I check my accounts and I'm like, I got money, And so it makes me more motivated to save. And then kind of freezing it becomes obsolete at that point because I already have that motivation built up. But sometimes in order to get that motivation, because a lot of times, and I know it's not just me, I've heard people say it before, you'll be saving money and then an emergency will come up. Well, one thing that I learned is that those emergencies aren't always emergencies. It seems like an emergency, especially because it feels good when an emergency comes up and we can handle it. So we do, because we're like, I can't. When in actuality, that wasn't an emergency and we didn't need to spend that money on that. So this is another way of doing that, of avoiding it too, because a lot of those things that were emergencies weren't emergencies. Like they really weren't. And like I got rid of my car back in July, I think, maybe June. And at the time I was like, I know I was gonna be moving out here to California in November, so I was like, I'll just wait until then to buy a car. I'll go this couple months without a car. And then I did, and it's like, it wasn't that hard, you know? And so then I was like, then I got out of California, and I was gonna buy a car December. And then December came around, and I was like, I really could wait till February. So that's actually where I'm at right now. Waiting till February, because something like I take an Uber, I'll say public transportation, I will, because it's not that hard, you know? But tell me that a few years ago, like anytime I made sure I always had a car. When I totaled my car, anything like that, I was like, I need a new car, I need a new car, I need a new car. And I go put some money on it, and it's just another bill. I don't like bills. I don't like giving away my money. Like, I want to keep it. So yeah. But so like all those things that seem to like be an emergency, like, oh man, I gotta take care of this, man, something else that just came, like they weren't really emergencies. And this too helps that, because it's like, when you don't have access to the money the second you think you need it, you have time to actually think it through and be like, I don't need it. I don't need to go spend money on this emergency. I don't need to go spend money on this emergency. Especially because when you're broke and you can't spend money on it, you still survive. Is it really an emergency if you can live without it? Like there have been times where I was broke and things that seemed like emergencies came up, and there's nothing I can do about it. And honestly, like a week, a month later, it's like, okay, it wasn't that serious. Like, but sometimes when you have money, like I said, it feels good to be able to handle those emergencies. So we do it without realizing that actually didn't need to be handled. And it feels even better to still have that money in your account. It feels even better to still have that savings over there. It feels even better to have an emergency fund, or to have investments in stocks, or to have equity in companies. Like, that stuff feels better, because you can either, you're gonna spend money in life. That's, unfortunately life costs money. You're gonna spend money in life. But you can either spend money and keep it, or you can spend money and it's just gone. And a lot of times, like, if you're spending money on material things or on these emergencies that are coming up, then it's just gone. That's not money you're ever gonna get back. But when you put money into something for yourself, when I invest money in my business, when I invest money in the stocks, when I invest money or I put it in savings or in other businesses so I have equity, like, the money's not gone. So you still spent money, but your worth just increased, you still have that money. So if you're going to spend, like, do it wisely. And if you have an issue doing it wisely, if you think that everything is an emergency and you have to, you can't necessarily differentiate on where you're about to be spending money in those impulse moments, freeze your cards. So what I did, there are better ways to freeze it. I've seen people online do them different ways, but because these cards have chips on them, I was like, I don't want to risk it. So I cut a red cup and I put my cards in there so that the top is still sticking out, so that my chips didn't get wet, because I don't want there to be a chance of, like, the chip not working anymore if for some reason they got wet, or when I went to go thaw it out or anything like that. And then I put these, like, black tape on it so to hold in place while it freezes. But now that it is frozen, I can take the tape off. But yeah, so I stuck them in here and I left the top up just because I don't actually know if the chip will get damaged if it gets wet, but I didn't want to take that chance, so that's what I did here. Alright, but that is my vlog for the night or morning. So one more thing I want to let you guys know, that I will start back doing business tip Thursdays next week. I had a lot of people ask me about that, especially in regards to, like, social media or marketing. So if you have questions about social media or marketing, if you want me to elaborate, go into details, anything you want to know about, reaching your target audience, growing your business, creative ways to do that kind of stuff, let me know. Send me a message or leave it in the comments, and I will be sure to get to that on my business tip Thursdays. You guys have a wonderful night. Bye.